Rush Limbaugh. He gave a speech, huh?
He's still here.
He's still here. He gave a speech at the Conservative Political Action Conference in Washington on Saturday and had this to say about President Obama's economic plans. Look.
I want any force, any person, any element of an overarching big government that would stop your success. I want that organization, that element, or that person to fail. I want you to succeed.
Well, he said, I want Barack Obama to fail.
Yeah.
But this morning I was listening to one of the television shows, and Buchanan was on, Patrick Buchanan. He said the same thing. I want Barack Obama to fail. He said, I hate to quote, because I may not, but he said that Obama has come out of the closet, and the reason that they want him to fail is that this is going to be a socialist country. What Rush Limbaugh said is, I don't want him to destroy the capitalistic system.
I don't think there's a danger of that, do you?
Well, that's what they are saying.
There are people who believe that.
Well, there are people who
do you think there's something wrong with what he said?
Oh, I do. I do think it's something wrong with what he said. I think it's causing a lot of divisiveness. I remember when 9/11 happened. I know that there were a lot of people who didn't agree with us going to war, but everybody came together. They took a unified stand.
For a few days.
No, it was not for a few days. A lot of people came together, and then after the war, when they saw this is not working, they came out full force against Bush.
Where are those people now that the war is a success?
But a lot of people gave Bush a
chance.
They didn't, the man has been in office 31 days. I don't think anybody is giving him a chance.
But the thing, if you're going to blame someone and say, I hope they fail, then you have to give your own plan for success. And the Republicans have not given their plan. It's very easy just to criticize.
But Rush is not the guy. He's not speaking.
He's not running for office yet.
No, but he's speaking for the Republican Party these days.
I don't know if he's speaking for the Republican Party. That's what I'm questioning. I don't know if he's speaking for the...
Why is it a bad thing to say that if you believe that someone represents something which you vehemently oppose, okay? If you believe that a system is wrong for this country and you believe there's a person leading that system, why is it, and it is our right, I believe, to say that you don't support that person? Where were people were the dissenters? Don't put the halos on yet. All the dissenters who didn't want Bush to succeed, they were out there and they were loud. So I don't think there's a thing wrong with him saying this. There are many people who believe that.
You weren't allowed to really, at the beginning of the war in Iraq, to say, I hope the war fails.
You just had to get into
No. You were in trouble.
If you did it, there were consequences for you saying it.
Well, people said you were unpatriotic. Barack Obama said, wait a minute, hang on. Barack Obama said when we were going over the stimulus bill, that people were patriotic supporters. Did that mean that people were unpatriotic if they didn't support it?
It's a crappy thing to say.
In those days, if you didn't support it, you were unpatriotic, Elizabeth. Yes.
That's my
If you came out against Bush in the beginning.
The same thing. Obama used the same thing with the stimulus package.
It is a crappy thing to say after 31 days.
Yeah.
If in a year, you feel this way, that's cool. But to say you want it to fail before we've even tried it seems crappy to me. And I understand what you're saying about Bush. But I also know that there were a lot of people, Rush among them, who really shredded you if you said anything like that about Mr. Bush. I know. And it's not right. So that's why I'm saying I think what he's saying is crappy. I'd rather he said it when we know it's not going to work.
People didn't wait to see how the war turned out. We're succeeding in Iraq. Iraq is a totally new base now.
That's not what the point I'm making. It's not the point I'm making.
Saying the dissenters then didn't wait.
No, there were no dissenters when we all went in. The people who said, I'm not sure about this, 90% of the people said, let's go and kick the behind of the people who came over and did this to us. That's why everybody got their ass handed to them when they suddenly realized, we're in the middle of a war that we didn't count on. That's why people are getting their behinds handed to them. But when he said, we're going over to take care of business, people were behind him. That's what I'm talking about.
People were.
Most people
were.
People are not behind. The other thing that we're saying, beyond the 31 days, and I'm trying, I always try to sort of do this here, is you can criticize. You can say, I'm against this plan. You can also say, I hope for the sake of the country that it succeeds. If it does not, here is my plan.
I would say that. That was what I would say, because that is my right.
I hope everything fails. You're talking about the country. How can you hope that every part of it, yes, you'll say, because we'll be a socialist country. It is important in many cases now to give money to various projects, various things, various plans. It may not work, but he has no alternate plan.
Well, that's the thing. Rush Limbaugh said, no, this has never been tried before. No, nobody knows if it's going to work. Well, the one thing we do know is that whatever the conservative movement was doing did not work, which is why we're in this situation. So that's a little bit stupid of him to say that, because let's see if this could work, since that did not.
But I have a hard time saying, since all these people have been intermixed in politics for a long time, okay, even Barack Obama will try to wash his hands of situations regarding even financial transparency, what was going on. Meanwhile, he was in the Senate voting on these issues. This is something that is not just one party's fault or the other. There were two parties involved with what's going on, and it's been spanning a decade.
The financial disaster that we are walking into right now was exacerbated by Bush's inability and in his, for whatever reason, his not seeing that we as an economic nation were in deep dookie. He could have done something, but he had one, he had one vision and he took care of that. And I think that's what we're, and his
advisors.
Let's not be mistaken. Rush Limbaugh is an entertainer. His name is out here and out here. He's going to get a big, huge contract and could have a TV show. I just think there might be an agenda as well.
We have contracts because we have an opinion.
They're not $100 million. I'll tell you that.
No, I'm just saying.
Excuse me. Rush Limbaugh just recently, he doesn't need a television show. We interviewed him not that long ago, this fall, and he just signed $100 million.
I'm not even saying
Does he think that black shirt made him look thin? I don't think so.
Now you're going too far. Personal attack. No personal attack.
Whoa, wait a minute. Before we go to break, I just have to hear you say that out loud.
What? I like a man with the black shirt and the black shirt. I think it looked kind of hot. I think it looked kind of hot.
Rush?
What are you, a chubby chaser?
I think there's a future right here.